Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 1 of our November 2021 release. Yay! So I am using Jaded Blossom's brand new Merry Campers stamp set, too darn cute, along with our border dies, our card mat dies, our bow dies, the layered frame and journal dies, and our candy wrap dies. And I'm also using Doodlebug's Milk and Cookie 6-inch pad, gingham linen 6-inch pad. And there we go. So I went ahead and pre-colored and cut these out using my Brother Scan and Cut with a 0.4 border, just because I haven't gotten my hands on the brand new outline dies for these awesome little images, which of course I would have used. Now I just went ahead and I cut the background out of the Milk and Cookies pad with the card mat dies, and I used my Gemini machine to do that. And I'm just adding that to my Paper Tray Ink white card base that I made out of 4.25 by 11-inch Stampers Select white, scored at 5.5 inches, to make a vertical A2 size card. So now I went ahead and I cut out these the layered frame and journal dies out of that same pad of paper from the Milk and Cookie 6-inch pad. And I cut out the background using Recollections craft cardstock. So I'm just going to put everything together. There we go. Using my ATG gun and a little bit of art glitter glue, just around the edge if it's not, I didn't get the tape up there high enough. There we are. And then I cut the center out again with this pattern from that same pad, the Milk and Cookies pad, the 6-inch. There we go. How cute is that? So I'm planning on making a tag with the layered frame and journal die. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying that. So I'm planning on making a tag and using it on the front of my card. So I went ahead and I cut a strip of card or pattern paper from that same paper line. And that was roughly 1.5 inches wide, and I just applied that down the front of my card. So that, like I said, is from that same Doodlebug pad. So I went ahead and I cut out using our border dies with the pink gingham from the 6-inch Rainbow Petite Prints in gingham linen. There we go. So I cut out 2 of those, again with my Gemini machine. There we are. So I was, there was some difficulty getting the dies from Jaded Blossom. I guess there was a little trouble with the first run. That's why I didn't get them yet. But as soon as I get them, I'll be using them all the time. I did cut them out using my Brother Scan and Cut with a 0.4 border. I believe that's, it'll be a similar border as to the outline dies. So there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some stamping. So I pulled out my Misty, and I've got a piece of that same gingham linen paper, but I'm using the linen side. And I cut out using the candy wrap dies, that oval or that kind of rounded corner one, I guess, rectangular one. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment from Our Camp to Yours, Merry Christmas, in VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. There we go. So easy peasy stuff. The nice thing about a Misty is if you don't get a great image the first time, you can stamp it more than once, which is always awesome. There we go. Alrighty, so that is stamped twice, and now, stamp it twice to make it nice, like Laura Basson says. So now I'm going to be pulling on my 3M foam tape, and I'm going to quickly pop this background up, that layered frame and journal die set that I used. We're going to pop that up onto my card base. There we go. Funny thing, I actually did this taping at a crop. I was at a 12-hour crop at the end of October, and I was doing this while I was there. So if you notice that the camera jiggles a little bit, forgive me. There were more than one person sitting at these big, huge tables, and it happens. I don't want to Blair Witch anyone and make anyone sick with the jiggling. So, let me know if you noticed anything. So now I am pulling out my Stampin' Up Dimensionals, and I'll be, popping up part of them with Stampin' Up Dimensionals, just because it was easier than trying to squeeze in that foam tape. So, easy stuff. And then, I don't know if you noticed, but I did use a Secure White Jelly Roll pen and a number 10 to add some highlights to my coloring. I always list all my Copics on my blog in case you want to color it the same way. But like I've said in the past, I'm not a professional, so, you know, please be kind. So there we go. So now I'm going to trim off this sentiment once I figure out where exactly I'm going to line this up with. So there we go. I'm just going to use a plain pair of scissors to do that. Cut that nice and straight. And then I will add that to the front of my little image. There we go. Just trying to figure out where I'm going to line this sucker up. There we go. I love that I used like kind of non-traditional colors for these. I don't know, there's something about that I love. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to make a tag now. Like I said, using that Recollections craft cardstock. And paper, again, from the Milk and Cookies 6-inch pad. So I'm just quickly sticking this all down together and adding on an extra layer, you know, that I cut out of that Recollections craft cardstock. It's like a really dark craft cardstock, but it's not as sturdy as, it's not as heavyweight, obviously, as the paper tray ink. But I liked the color of it. It was nice and dark, so that's why I went with that. I kind of matched with what I was going on with the paper, like what I had going on with the paper. There we go. So the first one I just colored kind of the camper. I colored kind of like just like a little Christmas camper. And the second one I kind of colored like a gingerbread house camper. At least that's what I was going for. And like I said, all those will be listed on my blog. Adding some more, adding that inside piece with some art glitter glue. And then I'm going to glue on, I cut out that background again out of the white paper tray ink cardstock. There we go. So it gives you a perfect spot to write on the back. That's what I was going for. And it also makes it really sturdy, your tag, which is nice. So now I am going to quickly make my little bow. I cut that out of that same pink gingham linen rainbow petite prints from Doodlebug, the 6-inch pad. And I'm just using rolled up glue dots to fold in the edges to build my bow. So fast and easy stuff. Now I'm going to pop on my glue dot and then I'll add my little ribbon ends to it. There we are. So I use this bow die all the time. You guys are probably sick of seeing me use it. So now I'm using my Crop-A-Dile only because I didn't have all my supplies at this crop, so I had to borrow someone's Crop-A-Dile to punch a hole in my tag. So, you know, what are you going to do? I probably just would have used a hand punch, but you got to use what you got to use, people. There we are. So now I did go ahead and I cut out that little reinforcement from the treat tag die, little floral one, out of that same Recollections craft cardstock. And then I will be adding on my bow and everything. So this is Trendy Twine in craft color. And I'm going to add a couple of pieces and then we'll double it up. There we go. Or let me see. I can't remember what I did. Did I double it up? No, I didn't double it up. So I'm just going to thread that through and make my little string on my tag, and I'll knot that. And then I'll trim off the edge. Now I'm going to be adding my stamping. So I'm going to stamp a little sentiment on this, and it says Merry Campers. So it's sort of like a little, little spin on Merry Christmas, which is kind of fun. There we go. And I actually put the exact same sentiment in the inside of my card, just for fun. There we are. And then I will be adding my bow and everything to this little tag, which is kind of cute. So I'm going to be adding that to my tag with the little glue dot rolled up. There we are. And then I'm going to quickly add on my little gingerbread camper, which is adorable. So I will be popping that up with 3M foam tape. And then I will be almost done this tag. There we go. How cute is that? I love these little camper images. They're so cute. Even though I'm not much of a camper. Like, we have a camp, but in Canada, or actually at least in Northern Ontario, we call things camps, and it can be a house on the lake. And mine's kind of more like a house on the lake. I don't really rough it that well. So there we go. So now I'm going to be adding a strip of paper from that same pad, the Milk and Cookies 6-inch pad from Doodlebug. And I'm just going to add a 1-inch strip, and that's just a little leftover paper. I'll add that to the inside of my card base. There we go. Trim off the overhang, which is lots of fun, obviously. There we go. And then I will stamp that sentiment, that Merry Campers, to the inside of this card. And I'm just going to freehand stamp this one. And there we go. How fun is that? And then I'm getting there. I'm almost there. So now I am pulling out Doodlebug's Christmas assortment. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Candy Heart Sprinkles. I'm using Candy Heart Sprinkles. And I'm going to add them to my little card. I'm going to add 3 of the pink ones. I do sort of fuss around a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put on there. I'm going to put this pinwheel one in the center of that one. And I have no idea what those ones are from. I don't know what they're called, but they were from Doodlebug. And now I'm going to add in my pink Candy Heart Sprinkles. I'll add 3 of them. Just trying to figure out where they're going to go. And then we will be done with this creation in just a second. This is what I do, people. I sort of move stuff around. Here, there, and everywhere. There we are. And then that's about it. Like, I think that these turned out super duper cute, and they were so easy to make. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog and be inspired by the design team. They were amazing. And, check out this whole release in the Gotta Have It Now. Thank you so much, and we will see you soon in tomorrow's video. Make sure you come back. Bye, everyone.